to Not So Funny Podcast as we rub and grub our guests.
I'm Christopher.
I'm Amy.
Welcome back. Yeah, so we recently went and saw Avatar, the new one. I don't know what it's called, Rise of the Water, or what is it called? The blue people. No, it's not called the blue people. It's called something in the water.
Yeah,
right.
The water.
Yeah, it was good.
It was fantastic. I think we just we cried so hard. I cried so hard. It was so amazing. It was beautiful, and it's you have to see it because visually it is astounding, and you watching it puts you in this place, this fantasy, this like surreal. It's hard to explain because I think it's very emotional, and
I think it should be called Rise of the Water. It should be called Rise of the Tears because like I was just like water was going up in my eye, and it sucks.
So
like you're watching a movie for so long. I've never been in an emotional mess. It's like going to a funeral for 3 hours. Like I was crying, waves of tears, and just like, okay, is it gonna not be sad anymore? And like, it's not sad though. It's just visually and the music and overwhelming. I'm just sitting there like holding it back, and it's embarrassing. Amy, she likes it. She likes when I'm crying. I don't like it because I know people are listening and they're like, "What's
we
with
both
the
cried.
guy?"
I mean, I could laugh at you for crying, but we both cried our eyes out. I mean, we're coming out and our eyes are just like puffing. You can barely see, and the light is so fucking bright. You know, when you're walking out of the movie theater.
Yeah.
But like.
I watch it like this. I don't want anybody to see. I'm like one of those horses that has like a shield.
Blinders?
Yeah, the blinders. I don't want anybody to know I'm emotional.
He's a horse.
You know, I'm like the old guys watching Saving Private Ryan with every good movie.
Okay, that was really sad too.
Yeah, but that was
you
a
could
stimulating
tell those poor
movie.
guys were so like scarred.
Yeah.
This is not scarring. It is.
And there's 8 of them. They made 8 avatars.
Yeah. In 10 years, I guess.
Yeah.
The 10-year span. Yeah, between when the first one came out in
2009. Yeah. So they've been
12 years. I mean.
But that's a long time to be working on movies. But
yeah.
So.
Thank you, James Cameron.
Today we got in the mail from EOS this lady, and this is like a thing now.
EOS is a fitness center, if no one knows.
But look at this lady's face. Like she has all the makeup on. And she got the eyelashes. She can't even see what she's doing. And this is
check out her, she's got the plumpers and the lippers.
Yeah, she got
the plumpers and the lippers.
She's all puffy, but her eyelashes, she's squinting. And
no,
you're
she's
like,
not squinting. The eyelashes are covering her eyes. Like she's got these huge eyelashes. Wait.
Who works out like this?
And they're covering her eyes. Wait.
Yeah, that's got to be. I hope that at the end of her workout, she's just got runny makeup. Like, that's what I want to see, just like that. Just, like, pose.
You know nothing about makeup. He knows nothing about makeup.
I don't.
Waterproof makeup, ladies.
Sweat-proof eyelashes. I want the eyelashes to, like, be coming off if it's a good workout. If I see a woman dressed or her face all done up like this after the gym in the parking lot, if she looks like a wreck, that's okay. But if she comes out still looking like that, no, dude, no. I don't. I have a thing, but
you don't like mummified
women. No, I don't. I don't like that. Yeah. Right now, America is getting blasted by. We don't know about the rest of the world. How are you guys doing? But here in the U.S., everyone's getting blasted except California.
I'm not sure about Europe. I don't know.
Yeah. But here it's like Montana, the wind's blowing, and this is why like I'm okay with California taking our money.
Take my money.
Yeah, take our money. We it's like 80 degrees. It's Christmas time.
It's not 80 degrees. It's like 70. And
79.
You know, in the morning, the morning.
I'm in a t-shirt.
In the morning, I mean, I go running usually around 6:30, and I think the lowest it's been is roughly about 30 degrees.
Meanwhile, people are dead in Montana.
Right.
Like it's
and 30 degrees isn't shit. Like we go walking in the mornings, and it's like 30, 35.
I'm like, oh, I should have put gloves on and maybe some pasties. I'm getting cold. Like it. No. California, we love it here. Yeah,
That's what I forgot to get you for Christmas was pasties.
Yeah, little tassels. I want those with the
Elvira?
California flag. I want the California flags on my pasties. When I grew up in Colorado and Georgia, but in Colorado, we would open the front door and it would be a wall of snow, and we're like, oh, guess we're not going anywhere, and then the pipes would freeze. You can't go to the bathroom, the power would go out, and you're starting to like getting a little concerned. Not here. We don't have to worry about any of that.
We're so lucky, and we're so thankful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
it's awesome. And so my brother and his wife Holly, they lived in Chicago for quite a few years, and they would send us photos of like the light switches inside the house frozen over.
And they had the heater on.
Yeah. And then there was warnings where they recommended that you did not go outside because you would get frostbitten if you stayed outside longer than like 5 minutes or something. Really, like where do you want to live?
In paradise, yeah, it's nice here.
It's beautiful. We're so lucky.
Did you ever I grew up skiing in Colorado. Did you ever? You're not outdoorsy, right? Like what?
I am not outdoorsy. I don't like. I love running. I love walking. I love being outside. But like, I don't skateboard. I don't play tennis.
She doesn't ride
the white
bikes.
People play. I used to when I was a kid, all the time.
And then what happened? Did you fall?
No, I got more and more in my head. So now, yeah. So I'm more of like the artsy, creative side. Like I love music. Like I play 3 different instruments. I paint art and anything. I read. I love reading.
Yeah, you can't do any of that on a bike. So I could.
Right.
Right.
Good job.
Thank you. Yeah, I get it now. I'm always trying to get her a bike. I'm like, we can get an electric bike. Like they have like these.
Where the fuck are we gonna put it, Chris? Where?
We can put a bike somewhere
on the ceiling.
We have a storage unit. We can put it.
Oh
in
yeah,
the storage unit.
let's go for a bike ride. Oh, hold on.
We have 2 bikes.
Let's go to the storage unit first.
She doesn't have a bike. Devin has a bike. I have a bike.
Dude, my legs are bikes. Okay. I have 2 bikes right here.
Yeah, when she runs, it looks like she's on an imaginary bike. She runs like she's on an elliptical. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm at 4 miles consistently.
Every day.
This week has been rough. It's been really rough.
She runs a lot.
I run a lot. I really, really enjoy it though. It's like the one thing that people say that like fitness gurus, the one thing that you can do every day or consistently, do it. Just do it. Like just to get yourself going into like the next level fitness.
Yeah.
Just do what you love doing every day.
I love dreaming. I'm a big dreamer. It's hard for me to...
I guess it works your brain muscles.
She gets up in the morning and she's like out the door and I'm like, oh, I'm so proud of her. She's so good at that. And I'm laying there, I'm like, I'm such a piece of shit.
And I'm like, you're right, you are.
She's all running all mad like an elliptical machine and I'm like...
No, man, I'm in my head already. Yeah. Like, you're still sleeping. You're in your head, I'm in my head. That's how I get in my head.
I'll get up and I sit there and I'm like, dude, what was that dream? Like, I can't, oh my God. It takes so much energy out of me and it's hard for me to get up in the morning and go running, but yeah, Amy, she like runs all the time, and I'm proud of you. You do a good job. I've always admired like morning bird people.
Well, okay, so
early bird, right?
You're the one.
Yeah.
You're the one that will go to bed later. When I'm tired, like at 9 o'clock, I'm freaking tired, and I want to go to sleep.
Yeah, I thought about it, I was like, after a show, I get home, maybe I could go for a run, because I have all this pent-up energy. I'll come home and like lay in the, because I don't want to bother her, she's sleeping, and I know she's got to run in the morning, so like I'll be catching up on Clash of Clans or TikTok or whatever with my headphones on.
TikTok.
But I should go running after a show, but then I'm worried about like scary people, so like I should run like at home or something. I don't know. Anyways, I want to be that couple where you and I are like running together in like unison.
Oh, you better get up earlier, buddy.
But I can't keep up with
How?
her. She has like these real thick shoes, and like they look really comfortable. But
They're not actually. Mochas, I'm sorry.
It hurts
you
when
failed
I'm
me.
running. When I'm running, I'm like, oh, there she goes. I'm like, oh, I should go back to bed.
Well, I'm gonna get some Brooks soon. I think these Brooks will be amazing. The Brooks Ghosts. I'm really looking forward to them.
I like the names of these shoes. They sound like bed companies. Like there's the Ghost mattress, and now there's Ghost shoes.
Yeah. We should just like ghost it all.
Yeah, everything's just like all about like ghost and such. But all right, so let's get this show going. I think we're primed
Let's
and
rock
ready. Our guest for today is
Mr. Peter Marshall.
give it for
Everybody.
Peter Marshall. Let's do the switch, and then you're gonna start making your food, right?
Yes. Yeah. I'll explain everything later.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Yeah, we got a special treat for Peter.
All right.
Let's
Yay.
switch.
Some people say you are what you eat. We like to say you are what you drink. And we drink Solaris beer. Solaris beer, sexy.
Does that make us sexy?
Yeah.
Sweet.
From tasty brews to fruity sours, light and refreshing, barrel-aged, seltzers, they have everything for every palate.
Solaris Beer and Blending is located in Murrieta, California, and not only do they have the best beers, but they also have the coolest location that hosts a rotating themed Monday comedy night hosted by me. Yeah. Starts at 7. Visit shop.solarisbeer.com for packs of beers, shirts, and even memberships. Just make sure to input promo code NOT a discount, KNOTADISCOUNT, to save 10% off your first order. Just make sure it's a big one. Yeah. Cheers. Solaris.
Yeah.
If for people watching, we've like crossed paths. You're from Nerd Cartel, and we're from Not So Funny, and but we started out.
We've had you as a guest, which is an amazing. Yeah, definitely check it out. He does a. You were a great guest. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, you got to come on our show now.
Yeah, I know. And thank you. This is actually the first time I've been on a podcast that wasn't my own. Like Jim Gammo and I, we've been doing it for like a good 3 years and everything, and nobody's asked me. And I've been like, fuck, what's wrong with me? Am I the worst part of this podcast?
I think you were waiting to hear a podcast that's like, we'll rub and grub you.
Exactly. And I was like,
okay,
dude,
I'll be a guest.
I love to eat.
Yeah.
And I love to get rubbed down. So,
nice.
yeah.
All right.
So I'm all about it.
So we have, special announcement.
Yeah.
Breaking news, April 1st is Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
I called Peter and I was like, hey, I got this idea that at Solaris Beer and Blending, we put on a comedy festival for Murrieta and Temecula. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And it's just has now grown into this huge thing thanks to Frank and Amy and even your wife Tiffany and like everyone. We're all working together, and
we have a really stellar team, and it's just been like once the snowball started rolling, it's just like, oh shit. Like this is gonna be something huge. And it's comedy KAW MIDI.
Yeah, we actually came up with it together where I was like, oh, we don't want any like kids there, you know.
Yeah, because we want adult content and everything, but by the grace of Frank explained to us, and we're like, well, you don't want to exclude people. We're like, okay, yeah, you're right. We'll just keep it at comedy.
But it's supposed to be KW for kids aren't welcome. That's
for
caw. Yeah, caw. So it came up with like a crow, and
you
did a great job on the fly. Like you whipped up this crazy it's like a crow riding a bicycle,
the old school
like a
one
unicycle
big wheel
with like a little wheel,
a little tiny wheel.
Comes out on a high line and
holding a beer.
I saw that. I'm like, you're so crying. Like it's crazy to see like your dream turn into this huge thing. And so
and
thank you.
It's wild. No, thank you. Thank you for having me be a part of this. This is definitely a dream as well. I started doing like my own with Nerd Cartel, we started doing our own like little events and everything. And
They're not little.
Yeah.
You guys have some huge. They throw these huge parties at Solaris.
And then I figured out like this is kind of what I like to do. You know, I've been like a restaurant owner with Perpetual Grill for the past 10 years, and prior to that, I was doing stand up, and then I stopped doing stand up for like 10 years, and then coming back. Was when you started doing the green screen room.
Yeah.
And you hit me up with that, and it was just like serendipitous. Like it started working together, and I found out about Solaris, and then started doing shows with them with Nerd Cartel. And then once you asked me to that, I was like, dude, yes, let's get this going. Like this is what I definitely want to do. Like eventually, this is gonna be like our jobs. Yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome. You know,
it is gonna be awesome
because like we're doing what we're love. And, like I remember being in high school. Like I want to make the best parties like in the world. Like people come over. Like I turned down going to Europe with my parents because I was just like a shit kid. Like I don't want to go to Europe and see cool stuff. I want to throw a bitchin' ass party at my house. And it was like I had hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff, and all these like drunk high schoolers were like, "You have food here? We're not gonna just like throw up in your bushes." And I'm like, "No, man."
I picture you having like a barbecue and a DJ set up at the same time, and you're just like the ultimate party guy.
Yeah,
Your
right.
parents are like from Ferris Bueller, they're like
Dude,
off doing a thing, and you're just having this rager, and then you have to clean up before your parents get home.
I totally did do basically that. I would take out all the furniture and throw it into the garage. Take off I would take pictures of my walls, take pictures of everything in the living room, what it looked like, and then store everything in the garage. And that's the one place people can't go. They can't go upstairs. We have the dog baby gate.
Yeah.
The no zones. If I see you up there, you're fucking out. You kick rocks, kid.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Dude, I wanted to go to one of your parties.
Yeah, high school was a wild time, and I still have people like, bro, I remember you made the best hamburger, and I was like, yeah, soy sauce.
I
Put
imagine
soy sauce in that shit.
I imagine you like holding girls' hair back so they don't puke on the floor. Like, you're holding your hair, and you're like the best host.
Yeah, just holding them out and just
you're like,
kick rocks.
Bring the next Becky in. I got another Becky. Like all these Beckys are lined up. Like,
getting way too
they're the best parties.
I was like, get her home safe. Get her out of here.
Now, with your massage today, what areas do you want to focus on? What do you have? Do you have pain? Do you have, things
mostly,
that are bothering you?
Yeah. It's always where I guess I hold my stress the most would be the right shoulder blade, right under that like cusp.
Scapula.
Scapula.
Trap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. You know the actual words. I'm just like
there.
Shoulder vampire slayer
this part
blade.
of your body.
Yeah, that's all I got. Mostly there.
Do you get headaches from it?
I guess so. I didn't even know that was like that's why I would get headaches. But
Sometimes,
I get headaches.
Like a headache where it gets really tight and you're like, oh man, you have this like.
I get that. I mean, because like it's weird how like just I heard if I'm having lower back problems, I got to stretch out like my butt muscles, my glutes. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's
glutes.
like it that could, if my lower back is hurting, like you're not stretching enough in like this area. And I was like, cool. I didn't know that. That makes a lot of sense. Where it would actually like mess with my head because of like the tension around here.
Yeah,
and
your
shoulder
neck
being
and lower
round.
back
Because it is
mimic
this
one
side
another.
is where I get my thing. It's kind of like when I got like this tattoo, nipple, and when they were
do that
hitting
every
this
time.
part, I would feel it like in my neck, which I always thought was like weird when he was tattooing. I was like, I didn't ask for a neck tattoo.
Right.
Tattooing my neck. But yeah, just like that shoulder blade and like my lower back would be the most because I'm on my feet all the time and picking up stuff.
Lower back, neck and shoulders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Regular
Do you have any
childhood song: head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
All right. Do you have any like broken bones in the past? Any pins?
No. I was a scaredy cat child that didn't like to climb anything or try and get hurt. I was just watch my friends get hurt, and I was like, yeah. That's why I didn't do that.
You were an artist like Amy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The opposite.
I was the opposite.
Getting hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I broke all my teeth. All my head injuries were all my injuries were head injuries.
Oh, wow.
Falling, cliff jumping, skydiving, always bike riding and the handlebars would come off and then like I'd impale myself.
Oh,
and,
wow. Yeah.
I always
and
got
then
hurt
she would
from
just do like a little seance and bring you back and just like pull.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's get you on the table and start this massage. And,
All right.
we'll talk
Not a
through
porn.
it. Not a porno.
Not a
never,
porno. Okay,
Never.
okay.
No, we don't do that
All right.
here.
I'm going to have to text my wife. She's going to be upset.
No, that's what she wants.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, cool! It's like one of those like, not burlesque, but like one of those like sexy photos that wives would take,
Boudoir.
and then boudoir. Yeah,
Boudoir.
it's like I thought this was a boudoir thing. No,
All right.
not at all.
Shout out to Tiffany.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to Tiffany Marshall, the brooch.
All right, let's do this.
All right.
All right, let's get that bolster underneath your knees as soon as I can find it.
That's what
Now,
that's called.
When was the last time you had a massage?
Probably about 4 or 5 months ago.
Okay, that's not bad.
No.
And then, just remember, relax. The more relaxed you are, the more you'll get out of the treatment. Some people like to try to help.
Yeah.
You don't need to help. No helping. The best way to help is to not help at all.
And shut the fuck up.
No,
I'm
but
like,
no,
in
I
your
want
hands.
you. Yeah, talk. You gotta talk. Yeah, this one. A lot of people will be watching this and they're like, oh, like therapists.
Yeah.
I know you guys are watching. Be like, this isn't even a good treatment. It's like, dude, we have all these lights, no music. I gotta keep the conversation going. So, now, where were you born?
I was born in Riverside.
Okay.
So California.
Me too.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was.
We were probably born in the same hospital, which I don't think is there anymore.
Riverside?
Yeah, Riverside Hospital?
It's not there anymore?
I heard it's not there anymore. I don't know. That guy could have been a lying piece of shit, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's still there, dude.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I want to check it out. And we're like, oh, this is where I was created.
So you've lived in California your whole life?
Yeah, I actually bounced around. My mom moved when I think I was around like 3 years old to San Francisco. I ended up staying in Lake Elsinore with this girl Berta and her husband Wesley, and they were kind of like my caregivers for a year while my mom set up her life in San Francisco.
And how old were you then?
True.
I think I was like 4,
Okay.
roughly around there.
So you don't really remember.
No, I don't remember much of it. I could be messed up with the timing, but we lived in San Francisco till I was about like 8 or 9, and then we went to San Luis Obispo, and then from San Luis Obispo we went back up north to live with my stepdad, person who raised me too, Justin O'Connor, in Sunnyvale. And then we moved back down to Temecula when I was like 14, 14, 15. Yeah.
Huh.
So a lot of moving. A lot of moving for somebody who's not like in a military family.
Yeah, no, that's how I was.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Peter and I have so much in common, and we both have like a similar timeline. We both were raised moving. I moved more abroad, but it's interesting how Peter and we even performed at the Edge in Old Town together.
Yeah.
But
I think
we
that's
never-
how we met.
Yeah.
Isn't abroad, isn't that,
Global?
well, you never moved to Europe.
Right, I meant...
Isn't
Okay.
abroad when you, like, move out of the
Oh.
country?
Yeah, maybe.
No, see, that's as broad as I go is U.S.
That's not the broads I know.
Yeah.
Hey. But no, yeah, we definitely. It's crazy because we've been like intertwined throughout the last 10 years. Where even when I did like a short stint while I was owning Provecho, I just went to our mutual friend Rocky's joint.
Aces?
Not
or
Aces.
3rd Street?
3rd Street, yeah.
That was in Old Town.
Yeah, in Old Town in Temecula, and I just I wanted to do a random open mic, and you happened to be there too in the green room. And that was awesome because it was great seeing a familiar face from back when I was doing it. And you helped me feel a lot more comfortable going up, you know, because you're in your head no matter what.
Yeah.
Before you go in, and just having a familiar face, I was like, yeah, I got this, and it was fun.
Yeah, I like to snap my fingers and be like, "You're in your head. Stay with me.
Yeah, stay with me. Yeah,
Stay with me.
The war's out there,
Yeah.
man.
Everyone's waiting. It's gonna be crazy."
Yeah. And then coming back into it again, the first time I was like, okay, it's been 10 years. It's been in the back of my head. I've been wanting to do stand-up again. And I'm going to do some random, like, lamplighter in San Diego. And I posted it. You hit me up on Instagram, and you were like, hey, I'm going to start doing my own open mic in town at Solaris. And it was just, like, you had a couple weeks that it was going to start. And you happen to hit me up. So again, coming back into it, you're still in that whole area. And we haven't talked at all.
Yeah.
Like,
it's weird.
the last thing I said to you was like at 3rd Street. So 5 years prior. So it's just like you have been throughout my whole career.
Yeah. Hashtag. Aww.
Yeah.
Aw, you guys are buddies.
Yeah. And now you're rubbing me down, which, again, I never thought this was going to happen.
Yeah, I knew like 10 years ago, I'm like, someday I'm going to rub
Someday
that
I'm
guy.
gonna rub
Yeah,
his-
I'm going to put my hands on that, man.
I'm gonna rub his shirt.
I'm going to make a podcast. Maybe I'll be able to convince them.
Yeah, right?
This is all like a way for, I've always had a thing for like comedians. I wanna
Yeah.
massage
And guys named
wieners.
Peter.
Yeah, and a guy's named Peter.
Because it rhymes with wiener.
Yeah.
Florida? Yeah.
Yeah, right. Which is funny because Peter obviously is another, like, a word for penis, but also means rock, like hard as a rock.
Well, now that makes
Which also
more
means
sense.
Penis.
Yeah, which also means penis. Yeah.
Partially.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. So,
Partially penis.
Up until you're 30.
yeah.
I can't imagine someone being like, show me that Peter. Like, who says Peter? Like,
Yeah, right?
Mostly men.
It's usually
Mostly
a guy,
men, yeah.
It's like a guy in a trench coat. Want to see my Peter?
Yeah, Frank's right. It's mostly men trying to remind me of what it means. I'm like, yeah, cool. There's also like, so I'm a junior. I'm named after my dad.
So your dad's name's Peter.
His name's Pedro. Yeah, Pedro Marshall, and my brother is named Pedro as well. So he's a third, but he has my name in Spanish, like my whole name. So I'm Peter Anthony Marshall Jr. He's Pedro Antonis Marshall.
Whoa.
Yeah, my dad's super creative. And his mother is named Rosa, and my mom's name is Rocio. So it just happened to happen.
Peters
that way.
and Roses.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a cool, like, tattoo idea of just like a Peter and a pile of roses.
And a pile of roses. Yeah.
Yeah, Dick and Roses.
Yeah.
It's the family emblem. Is that, how do you say it?
Yeah, emblem.
Emblem?
Yeah.
Heirloom? What is an heirloom?
Heirloom is something you pass down.
Okay, so yeah, like a Dick and Roses.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I know
Yeah,
words
heirloom.
are hard, but like
Yeah,
sometimes.
words are hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're also Peter.
Yeah.
I can't help it.
Yeah.
Oh, was that pressure okay? And you got a lot of tension.
Yeah, I can feel you popping those little.
Popping.
Well, not-
yeah,
we're not
knots,
popping, but
yeah.
yeah, those
They're
knots.
not gremlin.
Yeah.
Amy and I watched Gremlins last
did.
night.
Best Christmas movie.
When
Well,
I
I mean,
s-
except for Die Hard, but yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
What?
Well, actually,
Yeah,
It's
Die
great.
Hard's a
Die
Christmas
Hard isn't
movie.
a Christmas movie.
It is a
It's-
Christmas
It
movie.
takes place during Christmas.
Yeah, it's a
you
Christmas
want to know
movie.
what's more of a Christmas action movie?
What?
Which we ended up watching not too long ago. Lethal Weapon.
That's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Is it?
It takes place during Christmas.
Watch
It does?
Just
Wa-
because
yeah.
It takes place during Christmas
And it's-
doesn't make it a Christmas movie.
No, but they say Merry Christmas a bunch of times. Someone gets shot through his body through his eggnog carton. You see Christmas decorations everywhere, and the whole thing is about like, you have that whole trope of somebody who wants to spend Christmas alone, has nobody, and then goes with a Christmas family who's like, you know what, have dinner with us. You can't spend Christmas alone. Oh, let me bring my dog with me. Roof, coming in. That's all Christmas tropes. That is the most Christmas movie that's a non-Christmas movie that I've ever seen.
Amy's gonna.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna blend for just a moment.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Blend tech, but I thought like, oh, it's mini. It's
Yeah.
so much.
Sorry.
I'm not gonna say it.
All right. Amy just used a bullet, which is ironic because in Lethal Weapon he puts a gun in his mouth for Christmas.
Oh my God, I fucking cried at that time. I don't know if it's just, well, it's definitely this, like now being married with Tiff for like 4 years, you know, all that stuff. And the whole thing about like his
Losing
wife
his
died
wife,
and
yeah.
like, that's one of my favorite scenes I've ever seen just because of how emotional I got to it. Like she
Yeah.
was already passed out at the time and I was sitting there like crying like, oh my God, if you died, look at
Yeah.
you sleep. She's like,
Yeah.
you're so fucking majestic.
It's funny, like crying while watching a movie while your spouse is asleep is like laughing in class.
Yeah,
You're trying
right.
not to laugh and disrupt class.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Well,
Frank
you guys
says
are much
no.
tonight. I'm a dick about it because I don't like it with like if you fall asleep in an area, a common area.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be quiet because your dumbass fell asleep.
Yeah, but if
It's
you're
also-
watching Lethal Weapon in bed and your
Yeah.
spouse
Oh, that's
is
different.
asleep.
That's
We're on the
okay.
couch.
Yeah.
No, we're on the
Yeah.
couch.
We're on the couch and
He's
I'm-
right.
yeah.
Yeah, he's right. She was on the couch. No holds bar. But it's also like it's impossible for you, Frank, because you laugh so loud. You have such a you
Yeah.
can't. I've never heard you like.
It's love. It's
See there it is. You're like me, man. I don't know if it's a Latino thing. Like we're loud laughers. We need to spread our joy.
Yeah.
We're jolly.
It's just not gonna happen.
No,
so-
it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, I know you asked earlier, like, where are my
Ailments? Yeah.
ailments and things that need to concentrate on less. And I'm honest about it. It's always like the shoulder and my lower back. Those are the things that always hurt the most. But my favorite massage places
Uh-oh.
are the arms of what you guys are doing,
Okay.
what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
I don't know why that part always
You're-
feels so
You're using
good.
your hands all the time.
Yeah,
that could be
your
it.
your
Mhm.
plates that you're carrying and
Yeah. I just like
Sure.
whenever that happens, I was like, how do I tell him like, my right forearm, that's the one that hurts the most.
Well, if you said focus on my glutes, that might be more of a
Yeah, right, like a weird thing.
yeah, like a red flag.
Yeah,
One
just
time,
like my inner thigh. That's, that's
way
what
up
hurts
in
the
there.
most.
You know
My
my-
balls, they
yeah,
just
my-
kill me.
Yeah.
Please help me.
Yeah.
Therapist, hello?
Hello.
Yeah. One time when I was working at a resort and it was a casino resort and Jeff Foxworthy came and got a massage. That was the first time I got a massage celebrity, and I wasn't even doing stand-up back then, and I massaged him, and he was on tour and he was performing there, and
Oh wow.
he had a tennis elbow, like really, really bad right here, and it was the same. I asked him, like, is this the arm you hold your microphone? And he's like, yeah, it was like just locked,
Yeah.
like tense. And it's funny how, like, if you're, just holding a microphone, you didn't realize like all that focus. Yeah, it was severe.
With how many because you're tensing it, and how many shows that he has to do, he's just holding it up to his face, like.
Have you guys ever? Sometimes I'm so in thought of what I'm actually trying to say like I'm in my head while I'm saying things.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I don't realize that I'm gripping the mic like crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm literally like, and I'll feel like my fingertips like start like there's loss of blood almost.
Uh-huh.
Because
Yeah.
I'm pushing so hard, I have to like loosen my grip because I'm like my hand's about to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Because I'm literally just, and it's a weird focus thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
That's
There's
wild.
times where I've performed and like you walk off stage and you're sweating. You're like,
Yeah.
dude, I've never
Yeah.
sweat so much telling a story. It's
Oh, God.
crazy how much energy goes out.
You guys don't move a lot on stage. I don't either anymore.
Uh-huh.
But I
Yeah.
used to like run around the stage. It was just because I used to be a very animated person,
Yeah.
and I kind of was through stand-up. I've toned that down just because I can get the details that I want with my act.
Yeah.
But yeah, I noticed that like I used to run around and I would come off the stage like pouring sweat.
Yeah. And that's actually why I wear a hat on stage.
Oh.
Little tidbit for your viewers. I started wearing a hat 10 years ago when I was doing it and performing at Pachanga because like I kept sweating. Like I'm a sweater. Like if I'm not wearing a sweater, I am sweating. Like that's just like I can't stand the heat at all. I'm terrible at it. And
Oh yeah, I'm a turtleneck.
yeah, right.
What up?
A turtleneck and a beanie and a scarf, like I handle. But no, like that's just so it can catch my sweat if I just start sweating because like I don't know if it's like ADHD or something, but as soon as I start sweating, I think about the sweating and then it just constantly I sweat more. Like I'm just putting it out in the universe type of deal. So I wear the hat just so I don't think about sweating when I'm on there.
I got caught up in your tattoos of Batman and Mr. Freeze and
Yeah.
Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn.
Yeah, one
Super
of my
cool.
best
That's
friends.
the old Dark Knight style that I used to watch with the red sky on
Yeah.
on Fox.
All that was done on black paper to make it look at.
Oh, and
as
there's
dark
the
as it
Joker
was.
too. What was
Yeah.
I thinking? Yeah.
So my one of my best friends, John Layton of Fallen Crow Tattoo, he did all that work, and that dude is a fucking monster when it comes to like color work. Like that dude's a madman.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
Would you do
Coolest
any
guy,
more? Would you expand on it?
He's been asking, and we definitely want to do it, but I didn't know if I want to stay with Batman or I want to. I'm the problem here. Like I got to figure out what exactly I want before I do it. Yeah,
I would
because
be.
that's basically what I've been starting, but I was like, I kind of got all the characters that I really like. Am I gonna add more to it? I might get Raj, but yeah, we'll see.
What about the Scarecrow or
Scarecrow's
Clayman?
dope,
What is
too.
it, Mr. Clay?
Yeah,
Clayface.
Mr.
Yeah.
Clay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Clay. What's
Why
up?
are you Mr. Clay?
Yeah, it's like Gumby.
Batman's like,
Batman
"No!"
fighting Gumby. Yeah, I can't do it. He just keeps going under doors.
He's using time-elapsed technology.
Yeah, right.
Can't beat him.
I love all these deep Gumby cuts.
Yeah, right.
I was such a fan of Gumby when I was a kid. I
Oh,
still
yeah.
have my Gumby since I was 5. They're like these little 2-inch figurines, and they're amazing. They're amazing. Whatever.
God, I
a lot
feel
of good
like-
memories.
I feel like Gumby is one of those like things I watched a lot when I was a kid, but I can't recall any of it.
You don't remember Pokey?
I remember
Pokey.
Pokey, and I remember the characters, but I can't say like, oh man, that one episode where
Dude,
he
neither can
did
I.
something. You know what I mean?
But is
Like,
that the
what did they
point?
do?
Is that the point?
You don't remember what Gumby did?
No.
No, like he turned into a puddle a bunch and went under doors. Like,
Yeah.
You know, like
They were terrorized by the blockheads.
Blockheads,
Yeah.
that's right.
I remember
And
that.
The blockheads for no reason, really.
Yeah,
The
they were
blockheads,
just fucking assholes. Yeah.
assholes. And they would just go around being blockheads, if you will.
Yeah.
And, fucking shit up. There was the movie was the one I remember the most where.
There's a movie?
There's a Gumby movie where they clone Gumby. and there's an evil, like a bad
Evil-
Gumby.
Oh.
So, like I'm sure this is just my adult brain trying to put back things I remember, but I remember him like gambling and smoking.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like,
and-
this is evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only natural progression in my brain is that he like raped Cookie with like a carrot or something.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that part didn't happen.
Yeah.
The,
I don't re-
the smoking and gambling, I got it. The carrot
Yeah.
part was like...
It's all pimp
There goes
Gumby.
Frank.
Yeah, right. And that's what made him Frank. Yeah. This episode, he's like, fuck. Everything needs to get fucked in the ass now.
It all is coming together.
Yeah.
I think Amy sees the Gumby in me because I've always been Gumby. Like,
Yeah.
Your doors locked?
No.
Yeah.
Like when I was a teenager, I had those like Jinko pants.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah,
that's
like
what
I looked like Gumby, but I'm also nice like
Your
Gumby.
hair
Yeah.
was in with that fucking weird
It was.
fucking side
It was.
position.
For,
Oh my
for a
god, you
long
were
time.
shaved. Like, your
I
silhouette.
don't know what you're talking about.
I
Your
don't know.
silhouette was Gumby.
I just
Yeah.
know stories that Chris attempted to look like Gumby via his little pants. And
No, I didn't. No, the thing was,
Why
like,
are the pants little? Why did you belittle the pants?
Oh, because he was littler back then. He was like 100 pounds.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
the Gumby. I didn't realize I was Gumby until after I was Gumby.
You were Gumby-fied to like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was a teenager, I wasn't thinking like, oh, I want to be like Gumby, but I ended up being like Gumby. You know what I mean? Like I had my
bought a
Janko
horse.
pants. I had the 30-inch bottoms, and I would put Velcro on the inside of my pants so that my rollerblades. You couldn't see my rollerblades, so I was like gliding.
So you were actually gliding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like Gumby. But it was all because girls would be like, you know what they say about guys with little feet,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what? And they're like, that means
They
you got a little
rollerblade.
dick. And I'm like, dude, you got a grade on a curve. Like I have a high arch, and so I was like, I don't want anybody to see my feet. So I would cover my feet with Velcro and Janko pants, and I'd walk around. But yeah, I
Thus,
was-
Gumby was born.
yeah, and then I turned into Gumby. Yeah, and maybe Amy can be my Pokey. No, you want to be Pokey?
Okay.
So
No.
many things I can say.
I know.
Yeah.
There were so many I didn't know what to say.
Yeah, Pokey. Pokey was male, wasn't Pokey though?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. The red
I think
horse.
so.
Yeah.
Was Gumby male?
I don't think Gumby cared.
Nah.
I don't think he did either.
Gumby flows wherever Gumby
Yeah.
flows, yeah.
I
Well, they
want
also had the dinosaur friend, right? The yellow dinosaur friend.
Oh, I
crap.
forgot about
Good
the yellow
memory,
dinosaur
man.
guy.
Oh
Core memory unlocked.
God. We're bringing Gumby back.
Yeah, right?
Gumby's gonna come back.
I think that's why America is failing now. Is
If
I agree.
the lack of Gumby.
I want it to be Doug. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, God. Doug was the
mayonnaise,
shit.
dude.
Wasn't
it was
it?
all about mayonnaise.
Oh, yeah. With
I
a
wasn't a Doug
raspy
fan.
voice.
You hated Doug?
No, I just wasn't a fan. I got
Yeah.
really sick of it.
Oh.
But I do want to
You
add
got sick
that.
of his attitude and that dog pork chop
I don't
too?
know.
Rah, rah.
Yeah.
Might I add that the reason why Gumby probably isn't around is because it was a German cartoon
Oh.
or claymation.
Germans.
Yeah,
It was.
and
Oh.
I guess in the U.S.
You know who else Gumby doesn't like?
Oh, my God.
Jews.
Yeah, right.
Is that a bagel? Ooh. It's
Right.
burnt.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
There's no sorries here.
Yeah. Doug. Oh my
We're all
God.
fucked.
Patty mayonnaise. I was like, oh, come on, Doug, get it in there.
Yeah, you could
wanted
do
Doug
it.
to score so bad.
Doug was
Maybe
actually
that's
the
what
reason.
it was. Maybe that's why I didn't like it. Because I'm
You
like,
never
dude,
got
there
it?
was, yeah, you like already knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to get any.
Oh, I mean, that's fair.
Dude, her
No,
name was
I don't know.
Patty Mayonnaise. Like, dude, she
Yeah.
was ready for it.
She was the
Mayonnaise makes
patty.
me-
Doug
Yeah.
was going to be the mayonnaise.
That's right.
But I feel like Doug was actually the reason why I started eating sushi.
What?
when I was
Oh?
a kid.
Really?
There was an episode where his like grandmother came by, and he was afraid to eat sushi, and I was like, "Yeah, Doug, you're right. Sushi sucks." And then like at the end of it, he's just like, "Oh, if I just try new things, like it's not that bad." And it's like they're like little tires that taste good. And then I remember like after that episode, I was like, "Mom, I'm ready to try sushi." And then we did it. I had like the most basic bitch one, the California roll.
Wow.
And it was like, God, this is good. And then ever since then, like sushi is life.
Wow.
Thank you, Doug.
Come on, get a Doug tattoo. What the hell?
Oh no, absolutely. I
Get
just
a
want to
Doug
figure out.
tat-
I would
Doug-
get a Quill Man if anything.
Yeah, Quail Man eating sushi.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. That's a
Yeah.
good tattoo.
Where's Peter's microphone?
On his chest. Where'd
Can
it
you hear
go?
me?
I can hear something rubbing.
Oh, it fell. There you go.
What is that weird noise?
I was like, it's him. He's rubbing. What's
Nice.
this is all like really new to me. I don't ever talk
During
during
a
any of
massage.
this. Yeah, no. And I mean, it's even like haircuts. I don't like. It's relaxing. I don't talk, and I always got that. It always seems like they always want to ask me questions, and I try and like, hey, I'm closing my eyes, give you those little hints. Stop, you know.
You just
They're-
say that then.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
look
ca- I
at me.
don't-
I'm closing my eyes.
I'm too nice. I don't know how to say like, yeah. Can we just keep the chatter to a minimum here?
Yeah.
just do your job and cut my hair.
No, what you do is you go in. This is the secret in spa realm. Is you walk in and you say, "Oh man, I'm so tired. I'm probably gonna pass out," and then they'll be like, "Oh, I don't want to bother them."
Ah, see, that's my end.
Do you do that when you get a haircut though?
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm so
man,
tired.
I'm so
I'm gonna
exhausted.
pass out.
I'm just gonna pass out.
Fall
Yeah.
asleep. They're
Yeah.
like, oh,
Do
you're
that.
a child.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
I
right,
had
well-
a haircut one time from like, dude, it was one of those like hardcore barber shops. I swear the guy was like he seemed like I don't know. He seemed like he had a prison history, but he was whispering, like clipping my hair, like very seductive, and like just talking to me. It wasn't like hinting at anything, but I liked it. I liked
Yeah.
his.
You liked him whispering to you? while you
Yeah,
cut
I
your
was like,
hair?
that
You
was
like
just
the
very.
barber whispering in your ear?
Yeah.
So how do you get that from two other like barbers? You go like, hey, when you talk to me, you can just like whisper to me.
No, yeah, no.
Is there etiquette for that?
I think so. I don't
I want to know because you
Yeah.
don't your etiquette for massaging. You don't whisper in someone's ear.
No, I don't. I don't like to whisper at all. During any massage, I always talk, just normal voice. I don't want them to get any funny feelings.
Yeah, right.
So, but with a barber, there's like sharp weapons involved. There's
So whispering is
whispering. Just being
It's more
calm.
seductive,
Is just
yeah.
like, is this? Are your sideburns where you want them? Like,
Yeah.
do you want some powder on your neck? Is that? I don't know what they do. I mean, I haven't had a haircut in fucking years, which I
You?
know I need to. Yeah, I don't know why I haven't.
You
I
don't
haven't
even
had
have them like clean up your
No,
your dead ends.
nothing. I need to. Amy wants me to. I'm afraid that it's gonna have like straight lines. I don't want to look like Miley Cyrus's dad. Like, I don't want to look like that. I don't want to walk out of there with a soul patch.
You don't want
Yeah.
to look like Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah.
Why is that your go-to?
Yeah, Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah, I don't want like
Yeah.
clean cut hair. Like, I want it to be like Goku level 7, or is that what
There
it
you
was?
go.
Like,
It's not
he
even
had
a thing.
No.
no Super Saiyan 3.
There we
He
go.
had like
There you
real.
go.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm finding it. Yeah. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna take this bolster out from your knees.
Okay.
How you doing so far?
I'm doing great.
Good. I'm gonna take this neck roll from you. There you go. We're gonna raise the face cradle up. There you go. Face cradle. Face cradle. Crossfire.
Yeah, right.
You
Chris,
suffered
yeah,
crossfires.
yeah. Crossfire was like a
children. Yeah, you
90s,
gotta explain this.
late
Explain.
80s, early 90s.
Like spin tops, right?
They're the
You
little
shoot 'em
no,
at
the
each other.
marbles that had like a
Oh,
like little
marbles.
that you like drop a marble in. Crossfire.
Crossfire.
Yeah. Crossfire. All right, so I'm gonna have you carefully flip over and scoot up into that face cradle.
Okay.
Go. Turn. Yeah. All right. Is that face cradle height okay for your neck?
Yeah, that's good.
How's the microphone? Let me turn it up a little bit. There you go. Is that okay, Frank? Does that sound all right?
Yeah. Peter, talk.
Hello.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on.
Peter, it sounds like you're in someone's crotch.
Yeah.
when you're sad, like, can I lay down on while you're driving?
Yeah.
Talk. It was a bad baseball game.
Clearly, this happened to Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
No,
Is that why you cry every time we watch baseball?
yeah. No, I had
My
a
coach.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I had a step grandpa. He's gone now, but he would always call me Babe when I was a kid. And my dad and my stepmom, they hated that he would call me Babe. And like I was just like first, second grade. I didn't know what was wrong with that, but as an adult now, I'm like, oh my God.
Like, oh, that's kind of weird.
That's so weird. Why would you call me Babe?
Like, I get the Babe Ruth reference,
Right, he's like,
but
come here and sit on Grandpa's lap, Babe.
Yeah,
it's
you know it had
kinda
nothing to do
weird.
with Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more of the pig.
Yeah.
He was a really big fan of Babe in the City. Not even the first one, the second movie. That was his thing.
I only have a memory of that grandpa that I had chicken pox, and my mom had me in an oatmeal bath. I had really, really bad chicken pox, and my grandpa would show up, and he's like, Babe needs to get out of the house. Babe needs to get some fresh air. And she's like, well, just make sure he doesn't scratch his face, because I want him to be a model or an actor. And so I remember him filling up his gas tank, and I put my sweatshirt over my head, and I sort of wiped my forehead just once. It was like sweaty, and I scarred I have like a bunch of chickenpox scars on my third eye right here. And I got back to my mom, and she's like, Babe's not gonna be a babe anymore. He's gonna be a freak. And so I scarred, but that's all I remember of the grandpa that called me Babe.
Well, look at me now, Mom.
Yeah.
I'm married.
Yeah, I'm married. Yeah. But yeah. My mom passed away in 2013. Shout out to my mom. It's been almost 10 years.
Oh,
Coming around the corner.
Damn.
Yeah, she passed away from many, many cancers. And that's when I turned 30, it scared me. It freaked me out. And so it sort of put me on a path of eating healthier and getting my sleep. And that's real important to me. So now I have like a sleep tracking pad underneath the mattress, and I try to get a good sleep score, and I just have a thing about sleep. And thanks to Amy, I eat much healthier, and it's good. So
I care. I love you.
What do you
and
think-
I love us.
Yeah, and that's awesome. What do you think like the main thing that would help you with sleep?
with sleep,
Yeah, like that. What do you think really attributed to improving your sleep process?
making sure you have a good schedule, and then
Schedule for
don't eat so much sugar. Don't drink caffeine past like noon.
Mm-hmm.
Really,
And
noon?
then even
so
alcohol. When I drink alcohol, that affects my sleep too.
Yeah.
I end up sweating a lot when I drink alcohol, especially liquor.
Early. Yeah.
So I try not to drink too late, otherwise I'll get a bad sleep score. And then
And it's a game.
Yeah, it's like a
He's got to get
game.
the best score.
I
Yeah.
want to get a good score. So I take notes too. I'll see if what when I get really bad sleep, I'll write down what I ate the day before. But yeah, I try to get at least, 6 to 8 hours. When I was in my 20s, I was like, oh, sleep when you're dead. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't need sleep. Sleep's for pussies.
Yeah.
And then I started having like minor narcolepsy episodes where I would be massaging and all of a sudden I would like doze off. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, I can't even stay awake. And I was just having malfunctions. So I started sleeping better. And yeah, sleeping is very important. You sleep a third of your life.
Yeah. Yeah, I love sleep. Like,
Are you a dreamer?
taking naps? Oh, yeah.
I have the best dreams during naps.
Yeah.
If I take a nap. Take a little cat nap, 20-minute power nap.
Yeah.
I'll have like some crazy vivid dream. Have you ever had sleep paralysis?
What's that? Where you wake up and you can't move?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've had that.
And some people think they're being abducted by aliens or there's
Oh,
like a
yeah.
gargoyle
but
on your
dude,
chest. Or
Incubus
that
and all
shit
that
feels
stuff.
so real.
Yeah.
I would like to wake up to like a succubus. Yeah.
Yeah, the last time that's happened. Yeah, right?
Dude, I
yeah.
sleep right
Suck
next
it
to you,
to me,
asshole.
baby. Yeah.
I wake up, I'm like, oh my God, there's a succubus. No, it's just Amy.
Yeah.
Just Amy, that's great. That's a good way to wake up.
Yeah, I think the last time I had that, it was a horse in my room.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was just
I have never
fucking
heard this
a
before.
random horse. Yeah. And I remember like telling Tiff we weren't married at the time. Telling her the next day, I was like, it was so fucking weird. I just woke up and there was just a horse standing next to our bed, like staring at me, and I couldn't move. And I was like trying to like wake you up, but I couldn't speak. And I kept going like, "Goo, goo."
Wow.
So fucking random. Yeah.
I've never heard this before.
All right.
Yeah, this
So it
is
wasn't
why-
a shadow. It wasn't anything weird. It was just this horse.
Oh.
It's like what is the horse of the apocalypse or whatever? It's
Oh
just
my
like a
God.
dead horse.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was just a regular brown horse.
it wasn't Mr. Ed in
No.
black and white talking to you.
No.
This is the horse standing there. You wanted a carrot?
Yeah. What do you want?
That's crazy. One time, I have a memory of I was in Minnesota visiting family when I was probably like second, third grade, and we went to like it wasn't like a Civil War, but like one of those
Reenactments?
reenactment places where you could see what people lived like back in like the colonial age, and that's what white people do.
Yeah.
They like to go and see how it all started.
Yeah.
Right.
We were walking through a barn, and there was a horse that while the lady was talking to us, the horse, that was the first time I saw a dick. It was the horse's dick started growing really long, and I was like, what's wrong with that horse? And then the horse just started peeing, and it leaned back against the barn and was like, "Mrr, mrr." And she's like, come on, kids, let's keep going. I'm like, no, what's wrong with that horse? The horse
You
is leaking.
would.
Yeah. I was just just focused on that horse peeing dick.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was looking at. But yeah, that's and then my earliest memory of a horse in Grand Junction, Colorado, I was like in first grade, and my uncle let my cousin and I go horseback riding by ourselves. Dude, I had never even been on a horse, and I'm like riding this horse, and our horses got to a brush. There was like a bunch of bushes, and they got spooked, and I was like, come on, let's go. And the horses were like, "Brr," like staring in the bush, and all of a sudden they got spooked, and they went up on their hind legs, and I fell off the horse and knocked the wind out of my back. And they took off, and I remember my uncle went and caught the horses, but I've always been freaked out by horses.
They're fucking scary, dude. They don't have sharp-looking teeth, but I feel like that makes it worse.
And they bite people.
They do bite
can,
people. When
yeah,
I
and it
found out about that, I was
fucking
like,
hurts.
Jesus fucking Christ.
They're
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
I can't. I like to pet their nose, and then I just feed them a carrot and run.
Yeah.
I don't like. Yeah, I rode a horse. The last time I rode a horse was in Cancun. they asked us if we wanted to ride bareback in the ocean. And so I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'm scared of horses, but that's cool. And so I rode the horse, and the horse was swimming with me on its back with no saddle, and it had its nose just barely above the water, and I felt bad.
Yeah.
I was like, the horse is barely keeping us afloat. How do they swim? Like, so that was it. But that's all the horse memories I have. I don't know. Do you go to horse races?
No.
Me neither.
Yeah. How do we keep this horse conversation alive? Remember Gumby?
Yeah, remember Pokey?
Remember Pokey? Yeah.
This is all.
You got fucked with the carrot.
Yeah. I mean, his name was Pokey. His name was Pokey. That's not normal. Yeah. That's a weird name. Would you ever name your kid Pokey?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's true.
When was there?
Not if you were German.
Yeah. You have to be German to understand.
Yeah.
Is your horse named Pokey?
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. No, there's something. I don't know. Why would you name a horse Pokey? Oh, relax.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just ticklish spot.
It's all knots.
It's always that right there.
Yeah. All right. All right. And how did you meet Tiffany?
Okay, so that was that's actually one of my favorite stories. So I was living at a house that when I got my first gig to go on stage for the first time, and that was at the Comedy Store. I was doing a bringer show for Burger.
Comedy Store La Jolla.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Hollywood.
LA?
Yeah, in LA.
Nice.
And it was the first time.
Main stage?
Main stage.
Okay.
So it was the first time I ever did it. I brought like 50 people, but the house that I was living at, I ended up getting kicked out. Where it was one of those situations where we were renting from the girl who was renting from somebody else, and the landlord didn't know that we were there, but the landlord sold the house. So the girl was like, you guys got to be out in a week. And the day of was when I had to actually do the show. So I ended up having to throw away everything that I had in that house because she was like, you got to unpack everything. I was like, fuck you. You kicked us out. You could throw everything away. That's on you now. And we left and I did the show. Well, now I'm homeless and like lived with my grandma for a week. And my buddy Ryan hit me up. He's like, hey, somebody just left the house and I need a room to fill. Do you want to be in there? And I was like, yeah, I'm down. I come downstairs like a week later to that, and his girlfriend's there, and she's about to turn 21. She tells me and I happen to know her. I was like, holy shit, Joyce. I like worked with her like 4 years prior, and she's like, hey, I'm gonna turn 21. Do you mind doing do you want to do stand up there? And I was like, oh, in my head, I'm like, no, that sounds awful. Like going to somebody's drunkenly
Hi, I'm
21. You're like,
Will
yeah.
you be a clown?
Would you be a clown? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that sounds like an awful
Perform
gig.
for me. I'm 21.
Yeah, but I was like, fuck, this is my new landlord's girlfriend. It's important to him. Yeah, I'll do the show. So I go and I do the show.
Your first time on stage?
No, this is by this time I'd been doing it for 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
First time being on stage was at that Comedy Store.
Right.
So I go to the place, and in the garage I see this gorgeous girl. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna talk to her. I'm gonna say something really fucking cool, something
cute.
suave. So I walk up to her and I'm like, hey, you want to be my beer pong partner? And she's all, yeah. And at that time, I was really good at beer pong. My buddy Mike Mack and I would play every single day. And I was like, yeah, this is going to be it. This is going to be our good thing. This is what we're going to be good at. And we just kept winning the table. We kept chatting it up and doing this great thing. I forgot that I was supposed to be on show, and I got super fucking hammered. And I have this huge rule where, like, I don't drink before a set, and I don't, like, smoke before a set.
Good.
Because, like, I'll lose my place. Like, it's just, I want to be in my element. Not with her, though. I got super hammered, and Joyce came up, and she's like, hey, you're going to go on in 10 minutes. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I forgot. And I'm like, and so I go up on this stage, right? And it was the worst show I've ever done in my life. I bombed.
This is the Comedy Store main stage.
No, this is at a birthday party.
Okay.
Yeah, the birthday party I didn't want to do, but I was reluctant to because, like, it's my landlord's girlfriend, and I'm
Wait,
like,
paint the scene. How many people were watching, and where, like, how was the lighting?
the lighting. Okay, so
Were there other people performing?
Yeah, my buddy.
Okay.
I asked my friend to do a show too. So it's like I have a microphone and a tiny amp next to a pool. The only lighting is like the backyard light.
Okay.
So and then they set up a bunch of chairs. There's probably about 75 people.
Oh wow. Okay.
Probably like a quarter way into my awful set, there's like 20 people. And by the end of it, there's like 10 people.
It's just you.
Yeah, it's just me and like
the dog.
Yeah, they had like all the 21-year-olds and all the 20-year-olds are all like in front of me, and then to the right of me is all the like her parents, her family, and like all that stuff, all the older generation people. And a few of them stayed. Everybody else like, fuck this, and like walked off. And she's just cracking up throughout the whole time. She's the only one laughing in this fucking silent room. And like it was so bad. I had like her dad like talk to me on the side while he's like holding my shoulder, like, you need to change this in your set. And like,
wait, were you still on mic?
No, this is over. Like, by the time it's over, I'm like, God, that was awful. And she's like, you did so great. And he's like, I need to talk to you. And he like set me aside and is like, look, kid, this is where you're messing up and all that stuff. And I'm like, dude, I know. I'm so drunk right now. He's just like, you got to keep the F words to a minimum. Those are your power hits. And that actually like stuck with me for the rest of my comedic career. I actually changed. I try not to cuss as much, and I use those as my power hits.
Yeah.
And it's definitely changed like my style.
Oh my God, I can only imagine your set now. Where
Yeah.
You're like, yo, fucking.
Yeah.
Fucking.
And it was like a nervous tick. Like beforehand, I was just like, yeah, you fucking go to this place and fucking, fucking suck a fucking dick and all that stuff. And you're fucking like, oh, this dick's in my fucking mouth. I'm like, now I just say, I go out and I put a dick in my mouth and I'm like, and I go, fuck. Like,
how did this happen?
Yeah. But yeah, that's basically how we met.
Aww.
That was 10 years ago. And then we started dating a little bit and we broke up, and give it about like 3 years later, we started talking again on Facebook. And
This is back when poking was still a thing?
Yeah, this is like, it was still poking. We hit each other up on Facebook and we started like chatting it up, and we became like pen pals. And we were just like good friends, just talking on Facebook for like a year. And like I invited her to my birthday party, and she's like, yeah, definitely shoot me the address. I shoot it over to her. We had been living next door to each other basically.
What?
Like she was like around the corner, like walking was like 5 minutes.
Wow.
So for this whole year that we've been chatting, she had been at her parents' new place, and I was just living like around the corner at this other house.
So you guys could have been like one of those like tin can string couples.
Yeah, exactly, right? Sitting on the sidewalk. And so we're like, oh shit, okay, yeah, I'm definitely there. And she comes and brings her boyfriend at the time. And we're friends. Like at this point, we're just friends. And the funny part is that I always have a costume party for all my birthdays, and she remembered that. And I had a huge rule that if you don't show up in a costume, I get to paint your face. This guy decided not to wear a costume. And I was like, hey, how you doing? Oh, dude, do you know? Did she tell you? And she's like, I told him. I said it like 5 times to him. And I was like, oh, bro, like, I got to paint your face.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, oh, no. Like,
Sorry.
oh, sorry. Like, I did it to that guy and looks at somebody else. And he's like, sad. Like, yeah. And I painted this dude's face.
Blackface.
Close. I made him a kitten. Like
Kitten.
I made him a kitten. Gave him whiskers, painted his little nose black,
Oh,
gave
that was
him
nice of you.
all the things, and not for a Marine.
Oh.
So this Marine was not happy that he was a kitten.
His whiskers were running.
Yeah,
At the end of the night.
I
He's so
remember
upset.
I remember painting the whiskers and like his cheeks were shaking.
Damn, he's like
Yeah,
fuming
like
pissed.
pissed. That I'm like, dude, this is the rule, man. Rules are rules, you know. Like you should
As you're painting the
you should have
whisker.
fucking known, dude. Like,
Yeah. This is what happens
yeah.
when you don't follow the
you
directions.
gotta do it. Oh man.
Yeah, he
And-
should know better.
Yeah,
Marine.
right. Like,
And then he went overseas and made a difference.
yeah,
to
with the kitty face.
Yeah, he's still
And
had
he is
it on.
Captain Kitty now. And we had this game where you could win prizes at the birthday, and you rolled dice, and anything from 1 to 12, you would win something, as long as you didn't roll a 7. And I was like, all right, yeah, it's your turn to roll. And sure enough, you rolled a 7. And
This
what
guy was
happens?
having a rough night.
Oh, it's so bad. So, like, what happens when you roll 7 is that everybody in the crowd boos you. So I was like, oh, dude, bro. Oh, no. You rolled a
Dude, bro.
7. Dude. Oh, unfortunate. What does a 7 say on this makeshift board that I made? Oh, 7 is we boo this man. We're going to boo this man. And then, like, my buddy Doggo, the DJ, is, like, on the fucking microphone, boo. And everybody's just fucking booing him. He's fuming again, whiskers shaking and all. And he fucking heads over to the bar we had. And one of my buddy, Kimbrough, one of my best friends, walks up to him and he's like, hey, you're not having a good time, are you? And he just storms out, sat in his car for like 30 minutes listening to heavy metal. And
Yeah,
fucking
he had
fuming.
civilian PTSD.
yeah. And Tiff goes out and like yells at him. They get into a fight. They break up. And 2 weeks later, we're dating.
Wow. I like that.
Yeah.
He's like, why did I have to be painted as a pussy?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Drunk Peter's a genius.
Yeah.
And
Peter made
yeah.
me a pussy.
Yeah, Peter made it. Yeah.
The irony.
And like, and that whole 2 weeks, I was like giving her advice. I was like, no, you can get him back and everything. Because she's still like, she was my friend. And one of these nights, I had a date that I was supposed to go on. And she made a post on Facebook. I'm going to ET's to do some karaoke if anybody wants to meet me. And I ended up standing up that girl and told her like, hey, I'm actually not feeling pretty good. I'm pretty tired after work. I'm not going to go out tonight. Sorry. And just drove over to ET's to meet up with her and surprise her. I was like, hey, what's up? And we sang some Offspring songs. And the rest is history. We still have the dollar somebody else's dollar on the wall we signed.
Wow.
On there.
Well, you're all finished, sir. Thanks
Oh,
for the story
dope.
tell.
Yeah, no problem.
We're gonna step out, and you can get back in your robe, and then
Okay.
we're gonna eat. So
Fuck yeah.
stick around. And we're back.
Oh,
Oh, hi. How do you feel?
I feel great. Like,
I mean, your hair
like
looks
I'm
good.
really that's what I'm always wondering what it looks like after, because I know after I get a massage it's always like crazy. So
And your eyes are a little like peach colored.
Yeah,
like a
I'm having
little
a-
tint of pink. Like all that circulation up in your head.
I feel great. Like, I'm super calm. Like, I just masturbated. But, like, we didn't do that.
No.
No. That did not happen. This is rub and grub. But, like, I'm like so calm and so good.
And
you did a great
have
job.
an appetite now.
Oh, totally.
And what are we eating today?
I decided not to really cook. Yes. Yes. So I did a tossed salad. So
Yeah, Gumby is so crying right now.
Aw, poor Gumby.
What's in it?
So I made my own dressing. I kind of like eyeballed it. So cashew yogurt, cilantro, garlic, pepper, lemon. Yeah, it's pretty powerful.
Yeah, no, really.
Parmesan, I can smell the...
Yeah, Parmesan, walnuts, and they look like raisins, but they're way better. They are dried blueberries. So
What?
yeah, they're delicious. Raisins suck. Dried blueberries, man, that's the way to
the
go.
key.
Yeah,
That's gonna be dope.
they're delicious.
And this is all vegan.
Yeah,
Everything, down to the Parmesan cheese, everything, even like the spread that you have on. What is this? Is it bread?
So the bread is actually from a company called Pacha, and Pacha is they specialize in gluten-free bread.
Nice.
This one is like a cheese and rosemary, I believe, and it's all sprouted and fermented grain. So it's delicious. It doesn't taste exactly like your typical bread. It's just more sophisticated. Yeah. And the spread is actually Trader Joe's garlic spread, which I love so much. So it should just kind of accent everything and, bring it together.
I'm excited. I don't have much experience as far as like how, vegan foods are, but it's been one of those, like, it has so many health benefits.
For sure.
Where I've been
Less
wanting
inflammation.
and it's one of those things where, like, I just don't know enough about it, where I haven't been able to explore. But since hanging out with you guys, we went to Disneyland, and then you showed me that place in Disneyland where it was all like vegan and vegetarian foods in there. And I had no idea. I think I had like the falafel that you were like, you have to have this. It's so good.
Yeah.
And it was, and I was like, all right. If you guys teach me the ways, I'll learn it. I got some health issues I got to work out here, and this is gonna help me out as long as it tastes good. That's all.
I
So
hope
I'm
so.
super excited. Yeah, we're all on that.
I did add some broccoli sprouts, which are like anti-cancer, like 10 times better than actual just regular broccoli. So it in such a tiny little guy, you get a lot of health benefits.
But
That's
how am I going
awesome.
to get my protein?
Yeah.
The broccoli. Before we start eating, let's do the sixth chakra, which is the third eye. And you enjoyed the idea of the third eye because of Tool.
Yeah.
He showed up
Tool
wearing
fan.
a Tool shirt. So it's perfect. It was all meant to be.
I'm in good company.
Yeah. I'm going to do the sixth chakra, third eye singing bowl. So just a few seconds. Nice. Now
Those things are cool.
Now we're all centered and
Now
we
we're
can
all
eat.
vibing.
Yeah. So, where can we find Nerd Cartel, correct?
Yeah, you can find us on Spotify. You could also find us on iTunes, pretty much anywhere your ears go for love. And you can look at us on Instagram, Nerd Cartel, and nerdcartel.com. But definitely check everything that's on there. Shout out to my buddy Jim Gamble, Jimothy. It's actually James, but we like to say Jimothy. And to Tiffany, the Roach. Yeah, my wife, the Marshall. That's her nickname because like she started out just doing trailers with Tiff, where we would do trailers with her, and then have this thing where I hate having her on there. Like, this is me and Jim's thing, and then the people loved her, and she just kept coming in and out, and she would not die like a cockroach.
Right. I was just thinking of you having a tattoo of her like walking in like a roach costume, and there's like a atomic bomb blowing up in the background. She doesn't look back. Like,
This is good. This bread's good.
Right?
Before I forget, yeah, this bread's awesome.
Yeah, very unique.
And then thank you for partnering with Not So Funny to
Yeah, absolutely.
do the first ever comedy festival,
Yeah.
which you can find on
www.kawmedy.com.
No.
Fest.com.
Fest.com.
Yeah, KAWMEDYFEST.com.
Mm.
Yeah, and then check us out also on Instagram and TikTok and in Amy's art, which is here as well. You can find
abyssicreveries.com, as it sounds, ABYSI. What?
Yeah, no, he's talking to me. I'm all over the place. This sounds
Bouncing.
really good.
This house is really good.
So abyssicreveries.com.
Yeah, that's the one.
Go get that art. And yeah, April 1st is our comedy festival.
2023.
Yeah, and we have an awesome lineup. Go and see on the website to get your tickets. And if you want to sign up for the comedy competition in the middle of the show,
Yep.
we have a $100 giveaway and a features or a paid spot at the Shamrock Irish
Yep.
Pub and Eatery. So it's a fun site to poke around and have fun. And we'll see you guys next episode. I'm gonna start eating.
Yeah, this is
It's
awesome.
very
It's
good.
very good. Like, I thought it was going to be, like you were saying, overpowering because it's so potent with the smell and everything, but it's so, like, it's got a refreshing, smooth taste to
Yeah.
it. Like, it's very,
I think the
It's
cheese
awesome.
kind of like the Parmesan.
yeah.
It just kind of like adds a little more like softness to the punch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there is like a lot of onion. I
And then the
love it.
onion, yeah, the onion still opens me up. I'm
it's-
like, fuck yeah, I'm ready for the day.
I'm
I
an
can breathe.
onion sucker.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas. You filthy animal.